What up, what up, what up, Entourage? Welcome back. Good to see you guys again, even though I can't see you. But real quick, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I promise you this is unlike any fantasy channel you have ever seen. Promise. And if you haven't had a chance to read my best-selling book, that is also unlike anything on the planet because, guys, other analysts will give you the fish. A lot of times it's wrong fish, like raw, nasty, mercury-infested fish. I'm teaching you how to fish, how to find those players. My logic, how is it that I'm able to predict so many breakouts? It's all in that book. It's a quick read. It's 85 pages, and it's only 99 cents. Yes, support me. Let me help you read the book. You guys got to read it, man. It's a bestseller for a reason. Anyway, enough with all that, guys. We're going to discuss a topic that I know all of you guys are so crazy about, and that is this year's sleepers. I mean, that's why we play fantasy football, right? We want those sleepers, those guys who are being overlooked that could essentially win you your league. Well, guys, let's get into it. All right, man. Now, I've been talking about this guy. We're going to do like an all-sleeper team, by the way. We're going to switch things up, all right? Kind of like, you got your all-NFL first team or all-NBA first team or all-pro NFL team is what I meant to say. We're going to have your all-sleeper team, beginning with my quarterback. This guy I've been talking about all offseason. A lot of people call me crazy when I said he was going to outscore Drew Brees, but I'm talking about Sam Darnold. Yes, Sam Darnold. You know what I've been hearing? It's like he doesn't have any weapons. Oh, really? Robbie Anderson is going to prove you guys wrong. They also drafted Le'Veon Bell. Chris Herndon, as a rookie last year, showed us what he could do, guys. He had more touchdowns than guys like Jimmy Graham, Jordan Reed, all these other tight ends. Chris Herndon outperformed them. The guy is super undervalued. I just wish he wasn't suspended 5 games. Anyway, enough of Chris Herndon. He's a sleeper in himself, but he's not on this list. But Sam Darnold is on this list. He's got Herndon. He's got Bell. They signed Crowder in the slot, who's also a deeper sleeper. Robbie Anderson and Nwanwa. Guys, they got weapons. And the biggest weapon they have is their coach, Adam Gase. I know what you're thinking. Adam Gase, the guy from the Miami Dolphins? Yeah, bro. I'll tell you something about Adam Gase. First of all, he never had a shot in Miami because they never gave him a quarterback. And even with the sorry quarterback they gave him, yes, I'm talking about Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was still a QB1 in one of those years. I forget where it was. And he still took that crappy Miami team to the playoffs. And Jarvis Landry led the league in receptions one year, which is why I like Jamison Crowder as a deeper sleeper. But, guys, Sam Darnold is a talent. He was arguably going to be the first pick. He ended up being the third because the Giants went Saquon and obviously Cleveland went with Baker Mayfield. But the kid is a talent. He was also the youngest player in the draft or the youngest player to start at quarterback ever. And now he gets Adam Gase, who, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator for the greatest offensive team ever. That team where Peyton Manning broke the record for scoring like 50-something touchdowns. Adam Gase was the coordinator. They had like 3 wide receiver 1s or 2 wide receiver 1s, a wide receiver 3, a top 3 tight end. Yes, that Adam Gase is now with the Jets. I look at Wentz I look at Darnold similar to how Wentz, he showed flashes his rookie year, and then his second year he took off. He was going to be the MVP, but then he got hurt. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Darnold. But guys, Darnold is going in the 14th round. Some drafts, he's being undrafted. Let me tell you something. He's going to have a better year than Drew Brees, than Phillip Rivers, than Ben Roethlisberger, than Jimmy Garoppolo, than Lamar Jackson, than Dak Prescott, than Mitch Trubisky. All these guys that are going ahead of him, I promise you, Sam Darnold is going to have a better year than. Yes, mark my words. That's a throwing offense. Gase likes to air it out, which is part of the reason I don't like Bell. I mean, yeah, he might be used as a receiver, but so will Ty Montgomery. So don't like Bell, but absolutely love Sam Darnold. Second guy on the list. Let's go to now the running backs. The running backs we've got, beginning with Royce Freeman. Everybody's down on Royce. I wasn't big on him last year. Everybody was. They picked him in the 3rd, 4th round, wherever he went, I don't know. And this year, he's going in the 9th round. Okay, now Royce in the 9th round, guys, is an absolute steal. Yes, they got Lindsey. Yes, it looks like they're going to bring in Booker or play Booker and Reddick, and I get all that. But, guys, you cannot understand the zone blocking scheme and what that does to a running back, which is what they'll be bringing in since they signed Rich Scangarello, the quarterback's coach, off the Shanahan tree to be their offensive coordinator. There's enough balls to go around because they're going to be ultra efficient. As bad as Freeman was last year, and the offensive line didn't do him any favors, by the way, he still averaged 4 yards per carry. He's a big guy. He didn't lose any talent. This is the same guy you guys were drafting in the 3rd round last year. But now his situation has improved immensely. He's an underrated pass catcher. Okay, he's not going to be their 3rd down back or anything, but he can catch the football. 230 pounds, big guy with big guys up front blocking for him. I'm talking about Jawan James. I'm talking about Dalton Risner, who they drafted in the 2nd round. And now you put big guys with a zone blocking scheme, blocking for another big guy who's 230 pounds and runs a 4.5 40. He's not going to need that many touches. He'll get his 15 carries. He'll be the goal line back. I think Denver's going to be a lot better on offense. Joe Flacco is an improvement. He's not elite, but he is an improvement over Case Keenum, especially with a coordinator like Rich Scangarello. Rich Scangarello, did you see what he did? He picked off Nick Mullins off the street and made him actually a decent quarterback. The quarterback that allowed George Kittle to break all types of records as a tight end, or at least the receiving yards. So yeah, guys, Denver's going to be a much improved team, and Royce Freeman in the 9th round with somebody with that much upside, he is a great sleeper pickup. I think he could be an RB2. If something were to happen to Lindsey, he can possibly even be an RB1. Think about it. All right, second guy, Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson, again, I like players in good offenses. And right now, Melvin Gordon is not signed. Doesn't look like he's signing anytime soon. Austin Eckler is more of a specialist. He's a great pass-catching back. I think Justin Jackson will be used more as the primary ball carrier, possibly the goal line back. The kid is super elusive. Everything you've been hearing out of camp is how much he's improved. He's fast, and he's a very good pass catcher himself, which is so important these days for a running back. So, and he showed flashes last year. He had good games against Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a good game, at least receiving, against Kansas City. So the kid could play, and he's going to get opportunities. It's a 10th round pick. You know, you're not drafting him as your RB1. You're not drafting him as your RB2. He's going like a RB4, RB5, guys. But as long as Melvin Gordon is out, I do believe that Justin Jackson can be an every week flex. For that reason, in the 10th round, you could do a lot worse than Justin Jackson, my number 2 running back sleeper. Now, because of the way I construct my lineups, I treat the flex as another running back position, so I got to give you another running back. My 3rd running back, or flex, because remember, this is like the, all sleeper team. That's Peyton Barber. Now, Peyton Barber is not usually a type of back that I like because he's not a pass catcher. He's not particularly fast or, athletic. But what he does have going for him, he's in a great situation. And he's kind of like relevant by default because they really don't got anybody else. They got this kid, Agumbawale, or whatever his name is. He will probably, I'm guessing, earn that 3rd down back spot. Andre Ellington is washed. He's injury prone. He's 30. I don't think he's going to make the team. By the time you're seeing this, maybe he's cut already. But Peyton Barber will probably be that goal line back. And in a potent offense, that is enough. You can look at him along the lines of Jordan Howard, Latavius Murray, but at a much cheaper price. Right now, Peyton Barber is going in the 11th round. I've seen some drafts where he goes like 2 or 3 rounds later. People seem to like Ronald Jones more. I'm not sold on Jones. What could Jones do that Peyton Barber cannot? He's not better between the tackles. Peyton Barber is a lot bigger. And fun fact for you guys, Peyton Barber was actually the 11th best, or he broke the 11th best. I don't even know how to say this. yards after yards after contact. That's what I'm trying to say. So for yards after contact, he was the 11th best running back. Remember, the Bucks have no O-line. They did not have a good O-line at all last year, and he had to get a lot of those yards on his own, and he was the 11th best running back at doing so. Ronald Jones can't catch a cold. He showed, now he's even bigger, so who knows how he's going to run with the extra weight. I'm not sold on Jones, long story short. So just by, being in the right place at the right time, being in the right system in a potent offense is going to make Peyton Barber irrelevant. So I do like Peyton Barber, especially at that price tag, being the lead back from a potent offense. Sign me up all day. And while he's not, a pass-catching back, he's capable. He's like Freeman. He's not going to run routes, like Kamara or somebody like that. But he does have good hands. He can catch the football, and that's enough. So yeah, as a 4th or 5th back, similar to Justin Jackson, I like Justin Jackson a little bit more because he's a little more talented, but Peyton Barber, guys, he's a good depth back. If something happens to one of your, top 3 backs, Peyton Barber can plug in there, get the job done for you. All right, now let's move on to receivers. This guy I was so high on, and that's Dante Pettis. All offseason, raves, oh man, he gained some weight, he looks amazing, Jimmy G, Richard Sherman said he could be a #1 receiver, and all of a sudden, he just fell off the face of the earth. They said that his coach was critical of him, but you see, I'm not buying that. Sometimes, Phil Jackson used to do this all the time. He used to criticize players in the media openly to kind of, get them going, motivate them, whatever the case may be. But when we're talking about talent, guys, Dante Pettis has got talent. He showcased that. He was injured. That's the #1 concern I have with him. But you're getting him at such a discount. Right now, he's going in the 9th round. He was going in the 6th. I think he could be a solid wide receiver 3 with some upside. I think that's his floor as long as he stays healthy. And last year, he showed glimpses with, again, a mediocre quarterback like Nick Mullins. He had 4 touchdowns in 3 games, and then he got hurt, which, like I said, is his problem. But he bulked up. Hopefully, that helps this year. He is currently dealing with a groin injury, which is driving me nuts. But he is their #1 receiver. Marquise Goodwin is not a #1 receiver. Debo is still a rookie. Debo is going to be more of the deep threat. And Pettis has that Pierre Garçon role. So he's going to get targets, and he led the team in targets when Jimmy was in the game this last preseason. The most important preseason, week 3, he led the San Francisco 49ers in targets. He caught 3 balls. He had 5 targets, caught 3 balls for 30-something yards. So that gives you an idea how they're going to use him. And not only that, guys, last year as a rookie, he led the entire NFL in separation. That's the best determinant to decide how successful a receiver is. How open can you get? And this guy's better at getting open than any other receiver. So tons and tons of upside. Take advantage of people sleeping on this guy because, again, at the very minimum, he could be your wide receiver 3. His ceiling, especially in an offense, is going to throw a ton. A Kyle Shanahan offense. Sky's the limit for this kid, guys. 9th round, steal. The other receiver I want to talk about is Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton is like a Brandon Marshall clone. He's 6'4", a big guy. You saw they were already trying to use him in the red zone this preseason. They tried last year, but Case Keenum obviously is not the best. Joe Flacco, say what you want about him, he's actually a really, really, really good deep ball thrower. And he has produced wide receiver 2s every year he's been in the league, going back to Anquan Bolden, Mike Wallace, Steve Smith. All these guys you thought were washed up, they go to Baltimore and they become wide receiver 2s because of Joe Flacco, because he hits them long. And Courtland Sutton, one thing this man got is talent, ability, fast, strong. His catch radius is ridiculous. So now I think they're going to take advantage. And, there's no clear lead. Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders, he's nice and all, but he's getting up there in age, coming off an Achilles injury. I like Sutton a lot, man. And he's going right now in the 10th round. Again, somebody's going to be the wide. Joe Flacco, that's all he does is produce wide receiver 2s. Even last year, as bad as he played, John Brown, who's washed up, Like I said, they bring all the washed-up receivers to Baltimore. He was a wide receiver too before Joe Flacco got benched for Lamar Jackson. So, Courtland Sutton, he can't. His floor is what we saw last year, and he still has 700 yards. I think he'll get 900 to 1,000 yards minimum. I think he'll be a wide receiver 2 that you could use as your wide receiver 3, and you could get in the 10th round, so there's no risk. Big time sleeper, guys. Go get Courtland Sutton. Last but not least, Keke Coutee. Now, Keke Coutee is a guy I've been so high on. Everybody's been talking about him. The last time we saw Keke Coutee, by the way, he had like 29 points. He had a touchdown over 100 yards, like 11 receptions against the Colts in the playoffs. Keke Coutee balled out. He won me DFS that week. He's talented. He's quick. You can't cover Keke Coutee. Not when you got Will Fuller on one side, DeAndre Hopkins on the other. Oh, and they bring Duke Johnson. I think that'll hurt a little bit because Keke Coutee was getting all those intermediate short passes. But when you got a guy like Deshaun Watson who can buy time in the pocket, gives Keke Coutee time to get open going against a team's third corner, man, in the 12th round, the only thing stopping Keke Coutee is injuries, which is the only thing that stopped him last year. He was dealing with a hamstring, came back, dealt with a hamstring again, came back, balled out, and now the first game back in preseason, he had 2 targets already, and then he got injured. Luckily, it was just an ankle. He looks like he's going to play week 1. So I am concerned. I'm not going to lie. Keke Coutee, I'm concerned he might be injury prone. It's a real, but you know what? In the 12th round, who else you're going to pick with that type of upside? Please, because if he is healthy for 16 games, he's a wide receiver 2 minimum. You could take that to the bank in that offense. But, the injuries, you got to watch out. But it's worth it, guys. 12th round. Like I said, nothing to lose. Now, possibly my favorite pick in the entire draft, Austin Hooper. I've been saying this guy's name all year. People are like, I can't believe people are sleeping on him the way. He only was the 6th best tight end last year. Oh, and his situation just got better. Dirk Koetter is his coordinator. Dirk Koetter breeds freaking tight ends. Look at O.J. Howard last year, Cameron Brate. This guy's history with tight ends goes back to college. Zach Miller. Names you don't even recognize. Mercedes Lewis was a Pro Bowler. Who the heck is Mercedes Lewis, you're probably asking yourself. Exactly, because he only had 1 year, and that was under Koetter. Tony Gonzalez, at 38, or whatever the age he was, his last year had like 900 yards receiving, 80 receptions, 8 or 10 touchdowns. At like 38. I'm not saying Austin Hooper's Tony Gonzalez, but you know what? Austin Hooper at 24, he's a 3rd-round pick himself, all right, guys? He was the 6th best tight end. He's going right now in the 10th round. You're picking Vance McDonald? Vance McDonald? 50 receptions, career high last year. And you want to pick Vance McDonald, a team that doesn't feature the tight end, over Austin Hooper, who's in Atlanta. They're going to air it out. Dirk Koetter, that's what he does. He led, he was the coach last year for the Bucks. Bucks #1 passing team in the league. Guys, Austin Hooper, 10th round. That's league-winning material right there. He's a top 5 tight end. I will take him over O.J. Howard and Evan Ingram. For the simple reason, guys, he's healthy. He's durable. He hasn't missed any games, to my knowledge. Evan Ingram, O.J. Howard, both of them missed multiple games both of their years. Nah, give me the security in the 10th round. He's going 5 rounds lower, and he's outproduced them. No. Okay. Anyways, Austin Hooper, guys. All about Austin Hooper, okay? And then I don't really talk defense, but, you got to make, what's a team without a defense? I'm not going to give you guys a kicker. Kicker is just total whatever. But this defense is not even being drafted right now, guys. They were a top 10 secondary last year. Their problem, they couldn't rush the quarterback. They couldn't stop the run. Well, when they got Damon Harris, I'm talking about the Detroit Lions, Snacks, they got a lot better at stopping the run. And now they got Trey Flowers to do the pass rushing. They got, or they still have, Darius Slay, who's a borderline shutdown corner. And they got Justin Coleman, one of the best slot corners in the league, to go with, their coordinator or their coach, Matt Patricia, who's a really good defensive coach. I don't know about being a good head coach, but he's a good defensive coach. I really, and they signed McDaniel, whoever the guy's name was, from the Green Bay Packers. So there are going to be arguably one of the best defenses in the league, top 5 in my opinion, and they're going undrafted right now. So really like the Detroit Lions as a defense sleeper. All right, so just to recap, we got our team, our quarterback, Sam Darnold, our running backs are Royce Freeman, Justin Jackson, Peyton Barber. Our receivers are Dante Pettis, Courtland Sutton, and Keke Coutee. And our tight end is Austin Hooper, with the Lions being our defense. That right there, my friends, those are players you want to target deep, late in your draft. Big time sleeper potential, guys. That's what it's all about. Going for the upside. That's how you win leagues. You take that risk later in the draft. Early in the draft, you go safe. Later in the draft, you go upside. Okay? And as always, guys, if you have any questions, comment down below. That's why I'm here. Let me help you. And like I said, guys, it's $1. It's $1 and you're supporting me, and you're about to change your fantasy life if you read that book. It's all my knowledge. I've been playing fantasy football 20 plus years. All the knowledge possible in that book. 85 pages. It's a quick read. It's entertaining too. You can read it in a day because you're going to be hooked the minute you read it, because it's just going to blow your mind. And if you're interested in my draft kit or getting in my private Facebook group, I will be having a Labor Day sale. Just comment down below and ask me about that. I'll give you more details. Make sure you follow me at fantasyfootballrapper on Instagram. I am FF Rapper on Twitter. Well, guys, until next time.